channel. My name is Brianna and I do crochet and lifestyle content here. For today's video, I'm doing the second half of my crochet week in the life. My previous video was doing from Sunday to the beginning of Wednesday, which is today. So for the rest of this video, it's gonna be any other crochet projects and crochet stuff that I do this week. And I'll basically just be working on some projects. I will be finishing that sweater that I started working on in the previous video. I literally just need to sew it together and then that'll be done. This should be a little less planning, a little bit more crochet content, hopefully. But yeah, for today, I know one of the things I'm doing right now is, you probably saw this in my previous video, but I was working on this, oh, the yarn got tangled. So I have a lot of balls of yarn in this bag. I'm working on this crochet tote bag. I started it last night, and this is how it's looking right now. So I have the straps. I'm working on the sides now. I think all that's left for me to do, I need to check back with the video that I was following, but I think all that's left is for me to like work along the sides and the straps for I think like 5 or 6 rows. So I'm almost done. I'm mostly just working on this. I do have a couple commissions, and my mom just also asked me to make her a crochet headband, which should only take me like an hour and a half to do. But besides that, I don't really have anything like pressing that I need to make since I finished that sweater. So I'm back with a little update. I've been working on this tote bag and I'm almost done. And then I realized that something's wrong with this handle, and I think at some point it got twisted, and I don't know how, but like, y'all see how this one, like, it goes like, it's like straight, like it doesn't twist or anything, like you could like fold it and it's fine. But then when we get to this handle, it like has a twist. Sorry, you can't see it. Like, it's also kind of hard to tell with like the yarn, but like it's twisted, which means I have to frog it. And I'm so pissed because I really don't want to frog this and have to start over, because like the handle and like the body part takes the longest because it's 6 rows of just single crochet and like almost 300 stitches for each row. And now I have to frog and start over. So I might take a break off of this. Like, the tote bag, she's cute. She's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, but like still cute, and I think it'll hold a decent amount. But yeah, I think I'm gonna, so I don't want to have to like start something else and then be thinking about this tote bag, so I guess I will frog it to fix the handle, which I'm not even 100% sure how, but all of my hard work. But I'm really happy I did end up picking this yarn, because I've had, I think I mentioned this in my last video, but I've had this like cone of yarn forever, and I couldn't like figure out what project I wanted to do out of it, since like I've already done a tote bag out of that yarn, and I sold it like a while ago. And with this tote bag, like, it's taken a decent amount of yarn. The body of the bag itself doesn't really take that much, but because like the handle and the sides are like all single crochet, those take a minute. So definitely a good way to like use up a yarn if you have like a decent sized ball of cotton yarn that you want to use up. Okay, I think I fixed it. And now I have this chunky yarn, and I will be redoing most of the strap. Yay! Isn't crocheting a fun and relaxing hobby? I have some crocheting to do, and I have some thinking to do, so I'll be updating you all later. Hey guys, so we're on the second to last day of the vlog, and I feel like I've got nothing done, so I think today's gonna be kind of like a lock-in type of day. I'm still working on the soap bag, but I'm on the last row, so I'm literally about to be done with it. And then I'll finally finish that sweater and sew in all the ends of that, and then try to crank out a couple more projects so that I feel like I've accomplished something in the past week. But yeah, like I said, this tote bag is almost done. I'm super close to being officially done with it. I've actually really enjoyed making it, and I would definitely make another one. I just don't have, because my thing with this project is because like most of it is like chains and single crochets, I feel like it's harder to like sew in ends if I was using multiple skeins of yarn, because I have a lot of like cotton, like Lily Sugar and Cream yarn, but I need to use multiple of the skeins to be able to finish this entire tote bag, versus me using the cone for this. This is the only like yarn I have on a cone like this. A lot of my cotton yarns are in like the smaller skeins, so if I bought more of those cones, I'd make more of these tote bags. But since I don't really have any, and I don't make tote bags that often, no, not that I don't make tote bags that often, I just don't have the need to work with cotton that often. So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make another one of these soon, but it is a really fun project. I really enjoyed it. I might make another one in a bigger size the next time I get a cone of yarn. But yeah, because the only reason I know I bought this cone for a project for my grandma, and I can't remember. I wonder if she wanted a scarf, because I know I made her a scarf before. I think maybe she'd asked for a scarf, and I know her favorite color is green, which is why I got this one. And then I think she ended up changing her mind and wanting, I think, either ombre brown or like a gray. Because I made a scarf for her and my grandpa for Christmas a couple years ago, so that's why I bought this yarn initially, and then ended up switching the colors. So I just had this like chilling in my stash for a while. So I'm happy I'll find a way to finally be able to use it up on this project. I'm also trying to find a new show that I want to watch, or a movie or something. I think I'm gonna rewatch was it To All the Boys I Loved Before. So I feel like if I find a good show, then I could sit and crochet for longer, because like I'm still mentally stimulated with something else. And then like when I'm crocheting, like with something like this, since I'm doing a lot of like the same thing over and over again, I don't really have to think about anything. I don't have to think about crocheting while I crochet. So I feel like a good show could definitely help me lock in. I just need to find something that I'm interested in watching. But yeah, so I'm gonna be done with this tote bag in like a little bit. I'll like leave in all the ends. I'm gonna finish that sweater so I could say I have X amount of completed projects. I think it's so funny. I said I was gonna have like 10 to 15 completed projects, and I'm at 3. I feel like I've done nothing. So we're definitely locking in today. Fingers crossed, like maybe 5 or 6 projects by the end of the day, hopefully. I want to have like some stuff done, feel somewhat productive. I will say, I'm gonna give myself a little grace, because half of it I did like finish a sweater this week, and it took me like 2 or 3 days to finish that sweater, and sweaters take a minute, so I'm giving myself grace with the fact that I did complete a sweater, and that is kind of a big project. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna try to get some stuff done this week. So I'll update y'all in a couple of hours, or I might update y'all when I start the next project, whatever I decide that will be. Probably a headband, but we will see. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit. Here's the completed tote bag. I think she is so cute for like a little cutesy market tote. I actually really love the colors in this one, so I'm really happy I made it. I love this pattern. Like I said, if I get some more cones of yarn, I'll definitely be making this more, but I think it is so cute. So another project complete. I'm going to get back into, like I said earlier, crocheting sewing. Oh, here I have it. Sewing the ends together for this sweater. I don't think I showed it to y'all yet, partially sewn, but this is what it's looking like. So like the front and the back panel are sewed together. We have the neckline, and I'm working on sewing this side together. So like this side is already sewed, and I was getting to the sleeve portion over here, and then I still need to do all of that side and sewing the sleeve portion together. So I'm gonna work on that for a little bit, and then I'm low-key kind of hungry, so I might grab some lunch and then start my next project. So I'm gonna keep working on that for a little bit, and I'll update y'all I'll update y'all when I finish this and start the next project. I'm back with another update. So I think, yeah, I told you all the tote bag is done. So the sweater is now officially done. I've never been happier. I'm so tired of the sweater, my goodness. So all I have to do is steam it, but everything's sewn together. All the ends are weaved in and cut. So she's done. Very, very, very happy about that. So the next thing I'm gonna work on is my mom asked for one of those, the twisted headband I made in that hot pink color. My mom asked for one in black. I'm gonna work on right now. It shouldn't take me too long. I think the first one only took me a little over an hour to do. So this shouldn't be too bad. I have to see if I can find my 5.5mm crochet hook. Or not 5.5, my 5mm crochet hook, because this is a little, I think it's a little too chunky for the 4mm, which is what I used for the last one. I can't find my 4.5 or my 5mm, and I know I have like 100 of both of those, and I can't find either of them, which is not good, because those are like the two hooks I probably use the most. So, and this yarn is tangled. So I'm gonna untangle this yarn, try to find my crochet hooks so that I can work on this and get started in the next couple minutes. Okay, we finished headband number 2. Super pretty in black. Here's these are I'm obsessed with making these now. They're so cute. I might make myself one. I feel like this would be cute, but this is the one for my mom, so I'm gonna give this to her in a little bit. So for the next project, I think I want to do maybe like a car hanger. I was thinking about doing one of those like tulip car hanger things. I think that'll be cute and that'll work up pretty fast. Or a bandana, because if I did the car hanger, I was gonna do purple flowers. I just need to find some green yarn, some like solid green yarn to be able to do the stem. And if not, I have some like ombre green to do, and I think it'll be really cool for a bandana. So I'm gonna go rifle through my stash a little bit and figure out what project I want to do next. So I'll update y'all once I figure that out. Okay, so I decided that the next thing I'm gonna work on is a bandana. The yarn I'll be using is this. This one is from Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, like the brand that Hobby Lobby, most of their yarn is. So just normal water rate acrylic. I will say, I started making a book cover with it, and I don't know why, I don't like the colorway of it. It's not my vibe. So I'm hoping with something that's like a little bit more like less compact. I don't know how to describe it, but in my head it's like because I'm doing a granny stitch crochet bandana, like the colors are gonna be like more spread out, so maybe I'll like it a little bit more versus something that's like all one sheet. I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, but that's my thought process. So I think I'm gonna try to work this up with a bandana. So I'm gonna frog what I'd started. But yeah, and I also the other reason why I ended up picking up this yarn is like when Hobby Lobby has clearance yarn, I'll grab everything. I don't care if it's a yarn I've never used, never worked with, never heard of. I don't care. If that ticket is under $2, I'm grabbing it. I think when I bought this yarn, they had like 2 shopping carts full of yarn, and like a majority of it was regular, like acrylic, like this type of acrylic for like 116 or something like that. It was 2 carts of yarn. And I was just grabbing stuff. And then I had texting my friend, because I taught one of my friends how to crochet. I think I taught her last year was 2024. But I taught her like early, like last year, like in March. And she actually picked it up really fast and is really good at crochet now. And I texted her and I'm like, oh my god, run to Hobby Lobby. The yarn is on sale. And she was like, oh, I'm on a yarn ban. Like, I'm not supposed to be buying yarn. And I'm like, same girl, same. But with those prices, like, it's almost $1 a ball. And she ended up going too. She didn't go like as insane as I did, but she did get some good stuff too. Because it was mostly good yarn. Like, yeah, this color is something I would normally grab, but they also had like a lot of solids. Like, I got some purples, I got some greens, I got some browns, I got some chunky yarn. Because the only time, I think I've mentioned this before, but the only time I buy chunky yarn is when it's on clearance. So I'm gonna get started on this pattern. I think my preference with bandanas too is to work it up with a bigger crochet hook. To me, if I use like a 5, it's like too small. I feel like it doesn't sit well if you use like a super small crochet hook, so I normally go with like a 5. I spent so long looking for my 4.5. I found it. Now I told you guys I had multiple 4.5 and 5 and I can't find them. Now I have 2. But yeah, for this pattern I'm gonna use a 5.5 crochet hook. As soon as I find that one. I was just using it too. I hope I put it back in here. One thing about me, here it is. One thing about me is I'm always lose a crochet hook, because like my crochet hooks are like, these are like a mixture of like 2 or 3 sets of crochet hooks that I got off of Amazon, because I keep losing them. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work on this bandana, where it's like 6:30-ish right now. I'm starting this completely wrong. I'm supposed to do a magic circle. It's about 6:30, so still looking good on time. I'll definitely finish the bandana today and then maybe do 1 or 2 more projects. Well, I think it's like also with the time sunsets now is also what's throwing me off. I know I should have gotten used to it by now, but I just can't get used to it with like it being sunset at like 5. But yeah, so I am going to get to work on this bandana. I'll update y'all in a little bit. I'm back with another update. I feel like I've been doing good with the updates today. But here's the completed bandana. I think she's cutesy. I like I was saying, I like how like the colors are like more spaced out versus it all being like bunched together. I don't know if my explanation makes sense, but it makes sense to me, and that's all that really matters. But yeah, she's cute. It worked up pretty fast. But I was also helping like cook dinner, so that's why it's a little bit later in the day. But I'm feeling good. Was this project number 4? 5? 5. We're making progress. So right now it is 9 o'clock. I think I have time to do another project. I don't know what I want to do though. Let's pull up the list. I had made a list, and then I forgot about the list, but she's still in existence. So I was gonna do a crochet bow headband, and then the tutorial I was trying to use, I didn't really like. Sorry, y'all are like really low and it's at an awkward angle, but we're gonna ignore that. I was gonna do a crochet bow headband, but I didn't really like it. So maybe if I could find another tutorial for that, I would do that. We did make a twist headband and another to do two. My goal is to do at least 2 of everything, so I could do another twist headband, but probably not. I did the granny bandana. I originally was gonna do a granny square tote bag with that blue and green yarn, but then I switched patterns to the market bag, which I like. So, out of the things I didn't make yet, I have a bookmark, which could be fun. I was trying to look for that green yarn that I was gonna use for the hanging, the little car hangers. And I do have a green yarn. I just feel like it's a little too neon, but it could work for that. I have the love letter looking book sleeve, which is basically like a white granny square book sleeve with like a red or pink heart on it, which I'd be down to work on. And I also have the regular like granny square book sleeves that like close with beads, because I have a lot of beads. Like jewelry used to be my thing, and every once in a while I get a jewelry kick, but I do still have a plethora of beads that I could use to like make little granny square book sleeves so that like you could close it with beads. So that could be another option. Okay, I think I will be doing a book sleeve, but I'll probably check back in with you guys. I'm gonna like keep looking up some inspo pics and trying to decide which one I want to do, and look through my yarn to see what colors I'll do, but I'll update y'all once I decide what I'm gonna be working on. Hi, I'm back. So I figured out what project I was gonna do next. I will be doing a granny square book sleeve where it's like the one big granny square that you fold into like an envelope, and you do a little tie and put some beads on the end and make it all cute. So that's my next project. The yarn I'll be using is another I love this yarn. You see the clearance sticker? That's why I bought her, but I actually really like this green. I think this is really, really cute. It's that little ombre green moments that also I want it will like be multiple colors, and I don't have to switch yarns and attach and detach and this and that. I won't have to do all that, so we're happy about that. So yeah, I'm gonna get started on this project. Also movies, since I'm gonna talk about the movie I started watching. I did end up start re-watching To All the Boys I Loved Before. I remember the first movie very vividly, and so I finished that one already. Where are my crochet hooks? And I'm on the second movie now, because the second movie I like vaguely remember, and I'm like, I know Jordan Fisher, that's his name, that feels right, is in the movie and whatever, but I don't remember the third movie at all, and I know for sure I've seen it before because like, I was definitely into the craze when that movie first got released. Also, this says to use a 5.5 crochet hook, and that's what I'm gonna use. I was thinking about using, if I knew where my 5mm crochet hook, I would have used that, but I have no clue where it's at, so we're doing 5.5. I was initially gonna use 4.5, but I feel like that's too small. But yeah, so I'm rewatching those movies for today, and then I'll probably pick something else to watch tomorrow as for the finale of the crochet week in my life. But like, these movies are so cutesy, high school romance, whatever, and I'm here for it. Normally I don't like romance movies, but you know, I'm here for the vibes today. I'm really feeling it. Yeah, so I'm gonna get to work on this now, and I'll update y'all when I am done. Hi guys, so I actually have the funny story. That entire video was actually filmed in January of 2025. So basically in the beginning of 2025, I wanted to start my whole YouTube journey, and then proceeded to get busy with like school and extracurriculars, and I graduated that summer, so life just started lifing, and I started editing the week in my life vlog, and then proceeded to like never finish editing, never posting. So now it's January 2026, and I'm finally getting around to posting that video. But any other content I had made after that, including the last bits of like that video that I filmed, is nowhere to be found. So unfortunately, this is now the end of the video. I will say I'll give y'all a little rundown from what I remember. But the sweater I did give to my aunt, and I ended up having to adjust it, so that kind of sucked, but it's done. I didn't make another flower sweater for a year, so there's that. I remember I made the 2 headbands, and I think I sold the pink one. I still have the market bag, or I might have sold it. I really don't remember, but I know for sure I had like made another one since then. So I know I for sure at least sold like 1 or 2 of them. And when I say sold, I used to do markets at my school, so that's where I would sell a majority of my stuff. So that's sold. I do have the completed book sleeve. I never added beads to it, and I don't remember why, but it's completed. I've had it out for markets before, which is why I had the tag on it, but it hasn't sold. And since I'm not in school anymore, I don't do the markets anymore. So we'll see what happens with like all of my older projects. But I think for the most part that was everything. So I apologize with the random conclusion. But I am actually starting to commit to like making more YouTube content. So I guess give me a subscribe and leave a comment down below on things you'd like to see me do. I am working on a bunch of videos now, so hopefully I'll get more content out soon. But thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed.